Hello po, pwede po ba kayo makausap?
Pwede. Hi, my name is Dayan Saleta. I am a production designer, part-time food stylist, professional artist agent. I'm also the president of Dayang Media Productions and founder and CEO of Yapak PH. And I have adult ADHD.
What is ADHD?
ADHD or Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder is a mental health condition.
What are the signs and symptoms of ADHD?
Well, first, inattentiveness, forgetfulness, out of focus, random thoughts, easily distracted, difficulty planning ahead, impulsivity, procrastination, hyperactivity, zoning out during conversation, inability to be still in one place, just like the ADHD in kids, impatient, and have trouble learning.
How about the causes of ADHD?
Genetics, premature birth, and severe stress of the mother during pregnancy. So, for mothers out there, be careful. Don't put too much stress when you're pregnant.
When and how did you find out that you have ADHD?
During my elementary days, I was an honor student. I was very attentive. When I reached the age of 30 to 32, during meetings, I easily get bored. Parang every 5 minutes, I have to stand up. I have to do something. I'm always fidgeting. When I'm also talking to someone, sometimes akala ko nasabi ko na, but yung pala nasa utak ko pa lang. And that's when miscommunication happens. Lagi akong nade-depress. There was one time, I totally forgot my meeting. I cannot believe that I forgot about it. It bothers me because I have a lot of responsibilities. I've been doing a lot of things. Tapos, one of the symptoms rin pala ng ADHD is mahilig mag-multitask. So, I do that very often, and sometimes parang my friends would tell me, you're all over the place. Naapektuhan ako doon because I've been working on my own and I have a business to run. So, it will also reflect on my personality if I'm always like that. I can think of 10 to 20 things all at the same time. And that's very difficult on my part, especially if you're in a meeting or if you're talking to a client. And even now, while I was talking to you, madami pa rin akong iniisip.
Given the fact that you were clinically diagnosed with ADHD, what are the misconceptions?
The misconceptions first, iisipin nila, tamad lang yan. Siya rin naman yung gumagawa ng problema niya kasi ba't ang dami-dami niyang iniisip. Even if I have to teach myself to focus, mahirap talaga on my part. It causes depression at sometimes bumababa yung self-esteem mo. And lastly, lack of discipline daw. But the truth is, ADHD affects 5% to 8% of the global population. Can you imagine that?
Are there any positive sides to having ADHD?
People with adult ADHD are very creative. So we try a lot of things. We do a lot of things. We think a lot of things. We're capable of multitasking. If you're hyper-focused, for example, yun yung sinabi ng utak ko on that day, I have to finish all of this task. Talagang I'll do everything to finish it. Positive trait din ang pagiging risk taker. Because of my impulsivity, if para sa akin okay na yon, I'll do it. So, in business, it's good to be a risk taker. One more thing, sobrang taas ng energy namin. I guess the reason why I can do a lot of things because of my high energy.
Having ADHD, what are the struggles you face in your personal life?
Low self-esteem kasi nadja-judge ako as someone na parang, ba yan, ang dami-daming gustong gawin sa buhay. Misunderstood kasi ako eh. It's because parang akala nila hindi ako nakikinig, wala akong pakialam. Just because parang meron ako ibang nasa isip.
What are the struggles when it comes to work?
Yung miscommunication, madalas nangyayari yon because I was very open about my condition. Nagkakaintindihan kami most of the time. As a production designer, since I love doing this kind of job, I think doon naman pumapasok yung pagiging hyper-focus ko. So I'm very organized. At doon rin pumapasok yung pagiging OCD ko.
How do you handle all these struggles?
I meditate. I devote time to be alone, to plan things ahead. I always need the support of my team members. Madali para sa iba, pero para sa akin, nahihirapan ako na I always have to consult my things to do every day, or else I will not be effective as I am today. I also eat the right food kasi pag masyadong marami ring sugar sa ano ko, nagiging hyper talaga ako. Well, it's very important that I have to be very vocal of my condition to avoid misunderstanding. The mere fact na adult ADHD is a mental health condition, there's a certain stigma about it in our, especially in our country. So at first, it's hard to accept it just because people will judge you as being crazy. As time passed by, parang mas naging beneficial naman siya sa akin. It helps me to do things na hindi kaya ng iba. Nacha-channel ko yun into doing other things.
What are the possible treatments? What have you personally tried? Is there a cure?
Well, first, psychotherapy. I've been doing that, but recently, siguro mga 3 years now, parang I seldom visit my psychiatrist, but then I do a lot of different things. Yung iba naman, they take medications. Ako, I never tried it kasi at the time when I first found out that I have ADHD, it's very expensive yung gamot. I also don't want to be dependent. That's why I avoided it. Try to consult or see a doctor. I think it will really help you a lot to understand things. You really need a support system.
What are the ways for people to help those with ADHD?
Well, we need to be more understanding. That's I think first and foremost talaga understanding.
My last question na lang po ako. What message would you give to other people who have ADHD?
Well, first, dun sa mga na-mention ko mga signs and symptoms, don't take my word. You really have to consult an expert. You also need to take care of your body. It's very important. Acceptance is the key. It shouldn't stand in the way of having a great life. Actually, it gives me comfort that Richard Branson and Bill Gates have ADHD. It's nice na this business mogul can still function and be successful in their respective businesses. They are successful largely because of ADHD, not in spite of it. Imagine Albert Einstein, JFK having ADHD. Singers like Britney Spears, Adam Levine and Justin Timberlake, Michael Phelps and Michael Jordan in sports, Hollywood celebrities like Channing Tatum, Jim Curry, Ryan Gosling, Emma Watson, and Howie Mandel. So, I guess not bad, diba? Having an ADHD. I hope I was able to impart my personal experience and to be more aware that ADHD in adults exists.
Thank you po, Miss Diane.
Thank you.